Hi, I'm Deb,
And I'm Lizzie.
and we're here to talk about the fallacy of AI functionality.
As you've probably heard dozens of times by now, machine learning has increasingly been applied to problems in domains such as healthcare, education, law enforcement, finance, and more. Yet, despite the current public fervor over AI's great potential, many deployed algorithmic products simply do not work. They misdiagnose patients, accuse the innocent, and fumble hiring decisions. They're gatekeeping resources from loans to housing to healthcare away from those who clearly need it the most.
So what we end up having is a real world implementation of this meme where we're so worried about all the ways in which AI can hurt people and take over the world, when in reality, the systems don't necessarily work as expected in any way, shape, or form. Adjusting sort of our need to recalibrate our concerns in addition to our expectations based off of the reality of how these systems work. And what we've called this is the functionality assumption, which is really prevalent in not just the way people promote AI, but also in the way that they critique and police AI systems, regulate AI systems as well. So for example, we have the New York City bill in order to conduct bias audits of AI type HR technology. And this bill speaks very specifically to that technology and highlights fairness and bias concerns as a need to audit these systems. However, in reality, and this sort of follows from concerns raised by academics about the bias in these algorithmic hiring tools. However, when you look at the actual deployment of these systems, a lot of the personality tests and facial recognition tools used to gauge hireability are a step above pseudoscience and don't actually have very thorough validation processes, revealing that before even having concerns around fairness or bias, we should be really investigating and vetting the functionality of these tools.
So to challenge the functionality assumption and demonstrate the various ways in which AI can break, we developed a taxonomy of known AI failures. These categories capture different notions of what it means for something to not work. And to do this, we partly relied on the AI algorithmic and automation incident and controversy repository spreadsheet, which is crowdsourced from professionals. And out of this databases of over 800 cases, we narrowed our analysis to 283 in which the technology involved claimed to be AI, ML, or data-driven, and where the harm reported was due to a failure of the technology itself.
And this is not necessarily something that's unique to the AI industry in any way, shape, or form. We've seen similar patterns of these issues occur in related industries, especially in medicine, in food safety, and also in vehicle safety, where these are industries that were rife with products that did not live up to expectations in any way, shape, or form before very drastic reforms led to shifts in that industry and more accountability for those selling these products. So we actually already have, as a result of those other industries, some tools that we can begin to leverage in the AI space to protect those that are impacted from the mass deployment of these dysfunctional tools. And I think the motivation behind this work, or one of the main points we're trying to make, is that simply failing to live up to expectations is enough for these systems to cause real harm to real people.